Hi, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here today because we are going to explore something that can truly transform the way you speak and understand English. Whether you're a beginner just starting your language journey, or someone who's been learning for a while and wants to become more fluent, this channel is designed to help you improve step by step. Learning a new language can sometimes feel overwhelming, especially when it comes to building a strong vocabulary. But don't worry. My goal is to make this process enjoyable, easy to follow, and practical. On this channel, you will find helpful tips, clear explanations, and real-life examples that you can apply immediately. I believe that learning English should not be boring or stressful. Instead, it should be fun, interactive, and rewarding. Here, we'll not only focus on memorizing words, but also on understanding how to use them naturally in conversations, in writing, and even when watching movies or reading books. You'll discover strategies that make learning new vocabulary simple and effective, and you'll also gain confidence in using English in everyday situations. So, if you are serious about improving your English, make sure to stick around, watch the videos, and practice along with me. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss a new video. I'm excited to share my tips and resources with you, and I can't wait to see your progress. Once again, welcome to the channel. Let's embark on this English learning journey together and unlock your full potential. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most important aspects of learning English, and that is developing a strong vocabulary. If you've ever wondered why some people can speak English so fluently while others struggle to express even simple ideas, the answer often comes down to the number of words they know and how well they can use them. Vocabulary is the foundation of any language. Without a solid vocabulary, it doesn't matter how good your grammar is or how perfect your pronunciation might be, you will find it challenging to communicate effectively. Imagine trying to describe your day, your feelings, or your ideas but not having the right words to express yourself. You might know a few basic words, but if you want to speak English clearly, naturally, and confidently, you need more than just happy, sad, good, or bad. A rich vocabulary allows you to express yourself in a more nuanced and precise way. Instead of saying, "I am happy," you could say, "I am thrilled," or "I feel delighted." Each word carries a slightly different meaning and emotion, which makes your English sound more fluent and natural. But vocabulary is not just about expressing yourself. It's equally about understanding others. When you have a limited vocabulary, listening to native speakers or reading books and articles can be frustrating. You may understand the general idea, but you miss the subtle details and deeper meaning. On the other hand, when you know more words, you can comprehend what people are saying with greater clarity. This makes conversations, movies, books, and even professional materials much easier to understand. A strong vocabulary opens doors to knowledge, culture, and communication that would otherwise remain closed. Another reason vocabulary is crucial is that it affects how others perceive you. People often associate a strong vocabulary with intelligence, competence, and confidence. When you use varied and accurate words in your speech or writing, you naturally come across as more credible and articulate. This is especially important in professional or academic settings, such as interviews, presentations, or meetings. Knowing the right words can help you make a positive impression and communicate your ideas more persuasively. Many learners make the mistake of focusing only on grammar or pronunciation, thinking that these are the most important skills for fluency. While grammar and pronunciation are essential, they will not help you communicate effectively if you do not know the words to express your thoughts. Vocabulary is what allows grammar and pronunciation to work together. It is the key that unlocks the door to real communication. The good news is that building your vocabulary does not have to be difficult or boring. There are countless ways to learn new words in an enjoyable and meaningful way. From reading books and articles, watching movies and TV shows, listening to podcasts, to engaging in conversations with native speakers, every activity can help you discover new words and understand how they are used in context. The key is consistency, learning a few words every day, practicing them in sentences, and gradually expanding your vocabulary over time. Developing a strong vocabulary is not something that happens overnight. It requires patience, effort, and regular practice. But the benefits are enormous. You will find yourself speaking more confidently, understanding English more easily, and enjoying the language in ways you never thought possible. Every new word you learn is like adding a tool to your communication toolbox. The more tools you have, the better you can express yourself and understand others. So, in this video, we will explore why vocabulary is so important, how it can transform your English, and practical strategies you can use to develop it effectively. Whether your goal is to speak fluently, understand native speakers, excel in school, or succeed professionally, building a strong vocabulary is the key that will help you achieve all of these goals. By the end of this video, you will understand why a rich vocabulary is essential for fluency, how it improves your comprehension and expression, and how it impacts the way others perceive you. You will also have a clear idea of how to start building your vocabulary in a way that is effective, enjoyable, and sustainable. Remember, learning new words is not just about memorization, it's about understanding their meaning, how they are used, and practicing them regularly. The more words you know, the more confident, fluent, and empowered you will become in English. If you are new to learning English, you might be wondering why vocabulary is so important. You may have already spent time memorizing grammar rules, practicing pronunciation, or trying to understand sentence structures, and yet you feel that speaking fluently is still a challenge. This is a very common experience for many learners. The truth is, vocabulary is the foundation of communication in any language. Without a sufficient number of words at your disposal, even perfect grammar and pronunciation will not help you express your ideas clearly or understand what others are saying. Think about it this way: if you know only a few basic words, your sentences will be limited and repetitive. You might rely on simple words like good, bad, happy, or sad to describe everything, and your conversations will sound basic and unnatural. You may find it frustrating when you cannot describe your feelings, experiences, or opinions accurately. For example, imagine trying to explain that you are excited about a new opportunity, but all you know is the word happy. You will not be able to convey the true intensity or nuance of your emotion. A limited vocabulary restricts your ability to communicate ideas effectively and makes your English feel flat or incomplete. Another challenge for beginners is understanding others. Listening to native speakers can feel overwhelming because they often use words or phrases that you may not know. Even if you understand the general meaning, missing keywords can cause confusion or make it difficult to follow a conversation. Reading articles, books, or even subtitles in movies may also be challenging without a solid vocabulary. You might understand individual words but fail to grasp the full meaning of sentences or paragraphs. This can make learning English feel discouraging and slow your progress. Many beginners also underestimate the role of vocabulary in building confidence. Imagine being in a conversation where you know the grammar perfectly, but you cannot find the right word to respond. That moment of hesitation or awkwardness can make you feel insecure and hesitant to speak in English. On the other hand, when you have a strong vocabulary, you can express yourself clearly and confidently, respond quickly in conversations, and participate in discussions without fear. Vocabulary directly impacts your ability to communicate fluently and naturally. Furthermore, vocabulary is not just about individual words, it is about understanding how words work together in context. Knowing how to use words in different situations, recognizing synonyms, and understanding idiomatic expressions will help you sound more like a native speaker. For beginners, this may seem intimidating, but it is achievable with consistent practice. By learning new words step by step, using them in sentences, and encountering them in real-life situations, you gradually expand your vocabulary and improve your overall English fluency. So, if you are just starting out, it's natural to ask, why should I focus on vocabulary? The answer is simple: without vocabulary, you cannot fully express yourself, understand others, or participate confidently in conversations. Vocabulary is the key to unlocking communication. It opens the door to better reading comprehension, effective speaking, and even professional opportunities. Every new word you learn is like adding a tool to your language toolbox, making it easier to convey meaning, share your thoughts, and understand what others are saying. In this video, we will explore practical strategies to build your vocabulary step by step. You will learn not only which methods are most effective but also how to apply new words in real-life situations, making your learning journey more engaging and productive. Remember, it is normal to feel overwhelmed at first, but with patience, consistency, and the right approach, you can gradually develop a strong vocabulary that allows you to speak English fluently and confidently. By the end of this discussion, you will understand exactly why vocabulary is so important for beginners, how it affects your communication, and how to start improving it immediately. Learning vocabulary is not just memorization, it is a key step toward becoming a fluent and confident English speaker. One of the most important points I want to emphasize is that vocabulary is the foundation of both expressing yourself and understanding others in any language. Without a strong vocabulary, communication becomes limited, and it is very difficult to convey your thoughts clearly or comprehend what others are trying to say. Words are the building blocks of language, and just like bricks in a house, you need a solid set of them to create meaningful and well-structured sentences. When it comes to expressing yourself, vocabulary plays a crucial role. Think about the difference between saying, "I am happy," and "I am ecstatic." Both sentences convey a positive emotion, but the second one gives a much clearer and stronger picture of your feelings. By knowing a variety of words, you can express subtle differences in emotion, tone, and meaning. This is especially important when you are having conversations with native speakers or trying to write something more sophisticated. A broad vocabulary allows you to choose the most precise words for each situation, making your communication more natural, interesting, and effective. Vocabulary also influences your ability to describe situations, objects, and experiences in detail. For example, instead of saying, "The movie was good," you could say, "The movie was fascinating and full of suspense." Using richer vocabulary not only makes your speech more engaging but also ensures that the listener or reader understands exactly what you mean. Without the right words, even the best grammar or pronunciation cannot help you convey your ideas accurately. In other words, vocabulary is what gives your language life and depth. Understanding others is another critical reason why vocabulary is so essential. When you listen to native speakers, watch movies, or read articles, your comprehension depends on knowing the words being used. If your vocabulary is limited, you may understand only the general idea of what is being said, missing important details, nuances, or implied meanings. On the other hand, when you know more words, you can follow conversations more easily, enjoy reading without constantly looking up words, and fully grasp the message being communicated. A strong vocabulary allows you to participate in discussions, respond appropriately, and connect with people more effectively. Moreover, vocabulary is not just about knowing individual words. It's about understanding how words are used in context, how they relate to each other, and how their meanings can change depending on the situation. For example, the word bright can describe light, intelligence, or color. By learning words in context and exploring their multiple uses, you develop a deeper understanding of the language. This contextual knowledge allows you to interpret meaning accurately and use words appropriately, which is a key aspect of fluency. In summary, vocabulary is the cornerstone of communication. It is what allows you to express your thoughts clearly, convey emotions precisely, and understand others fully. Without it, language becomes limited, frustrating, and incomplete. By focusing on building your vocabulary consistently, you equip yourself with the tools needed to communicate effectively in any situation. Whether you are speaking, listening, reading, or writing, a strong vocabulary forms the backbone of your ability to use English with confidence and accuracy. Now that we understand why vocabulary is so important, I want to emphasize something very encouraging: learning vocabulary doesn't have to be difficult or boring. In fact, it can be one of the most enjoyable parts of learning English if you approach it in the right way. Many learners feel overwhelmed when they think about memorizing hundreds or thousands of words. They imagine long lists, flashcards, and endless repetition, which can feel tedious and discouraging. But vocabulary learning can be fun, interactive, and even exciting if you use the right strategies. One of the best ways to make learning vocabulary enjoyable is by connecting words to things you love. For example, if you enjoy movies, you can learn new words by watching films in English. Pay attention to how characters express emotions, describe situations, or use idiomatic expressions. This not only helps you learn the meaning of words but also teaches you how to use them naturally in conversation. Similarly, if you like reading, choose books, articles, or stories that interest you. The key is to expose yourself to language in a context that is meaningful and engaging. Words will stick in your memory much more easily when they are associated with something you enjoy. Another way to make vocabulary learning exciting is by turning it into a game. For example, you can challenge yourself to use 5 new words every day in a sentence or in a conversation. You can also use apps and online tools that make learning interactive and rewarding. Many platforms offer quizzes, flashcards, and points systems that turn vocabulary practice into a fun challenge. You can even compete with friends or join online communities where you share your progress and learn together. When learning becomes playful, it feels less like studying and more like a creative activity. Using real-life situations is another strategy that makes learning vocabulary both effective and enjoyable. Practice describing your surroundings, your day, or your feelings in English. Label objects in your home with sticky notes, write short journal entries, or narrate your actions aloud. By using words actively in your own life, you reinforce their meaning and improve your ability to recall them when you need them. This practical approach helps you see immediate results and keeps motivation high. It's also important to remember that repetition doesn't have to be boring. You can listen to songs, watch YouTube videos, or follow English-speaking social media accounts that interest you. By encountering the same words in different contexts, your brain strengthens the connections and makes recall easier. Combining listening, reading, speaking, and writing in an enjoyable way turns vocabulary learning into a dynamic experience rather than a passive task. Finally, stay positive and patient with yourself. Learning vocabulary is a gradual process, and even small steps every day add up to significant progress over time. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, and remind yourself that each new word brings you closer to fluency. The more you immerse yourself in language in enjoyable ways, the more confident, creative, and capable you will become in English. Remember, vocabulary is not just about memorizing words, it's about discovering new ways to express yourself, explore ideas, and connect with others. By approaching learning in a fun and engaging way, you can transform vocabulary study from a chore into an exciting adventure. The more enjoyable the process, the more motivated you will be, and the faster you will improve. Before we dive deeper into today's topic, I want to take a moment to invite you to become part of this learning community. If you find these tips helpful and want to improve your English step by step, make sure to subscribe to my channel. By subscribing, you'll get access to all my future videos, packed with practical strategies, useful exercises, and real-life examples that will help you build a strong vocabulary and speak English more fluently. But that's not all. After subscribing, don't forget to click the notification bell. This way, YouTube will let you know every time a new video goes live, so you never miss an opportunity to learn something new. Staying updated is important because language learning is a journey, and consistent practice makes a huge difference in your progress. When you watch videos regularly, follow along with exercises, and apply what you learn, your English will improve much faster. Joining this community also gives you the chance to interact, ask questions, and share your experiences in the comments section. I read every comment, and I love helping learners overcome challenges and celebrate successes. By subscribing and turning on notifications, you become part of a supportive environment where learning English is enjoyable, motivating, and rewarding. So, if you're ready to take your English to the next level, hit that subscribe button now, and make sure the notification bell is turned on. This small step ensures that you stay connected, receive the latest tips, and never miss an opportunity to practice and improve. Let's continue this journey together and unlock the full potential of your English skills.